Hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I am very excited to be collaborating with Makeup by Annki. She is a fellow YouTuber and Instagrammer. I can't speak, but she is a fellow YouTuber and Instagrammer, and she basically posts a whole bunch of beauty and makeup related content. She does a ton of really cool tone and colorful makeup looks, and I kind of call her in my head the cool tone queen. That sounds super cheesy and I don't know, a little bit weird, but she is the cool tone queen in my personal opinion because she does a lot of like really cool toned kind of makeup looks. She does a lot of experimenting in that type of like niche of makeup, and she has a lot of videos on her YouTube channel that I love watching. She has a lot of tutorials, and she also does a lot of first impressions and reviews, particularly when it comes to indie makeup brands, to the point that I really trust her opinion. I really love watching her videos, and she's constantly providing me with so much inspiration. So I actually was looking at a few new makeup releases. I think it was like several weeks ago, and I saw that Tarte had released the Icy Betch palette, and I'll put a graphic of it somewhere on the screen so you can see what I'm talking about. I was looking at that and I was like, I kind of like this color story a lot, but I'm on this low buy, right? And I'm basically trying to make sure that I'm using the makeup in my collection first and foremost, and that I'm not being pressured to go out and buy makeup all the time, you know? So I was inspired to maybe do like a video tutorial in which I take colors that I already own in my collection and kind of like create a look inspired by the Icy Betch palette, inspired by this like really beautiful cool tone color scheme, which is bringing us to this video right here. I created this like really cool tone colorful look inspired by the colors found in the Icy Betch palette by Tarte, and I really wanted to get Annki's take on this because she loves a lot of really cool tones, and I decided to ask her to collab with me on this particular video. So I'd highly suggest checking out Annki out. That sounds so weird. I would highly suggest checking Annki's channel out. I'll put her information down below. She also has an Instagram, which I will also put down below, and also I'll put several of my favorite videos that she's done down in the description box as well if you're looking for like a way to start watching her channel. But that is all I have to say for this very long and rambly intro, so let's just get into this video so I can show you how to create this really beautiful, vibrant, cool tone look inspired by the Tarte Icy Betch palette. First off, I do want to use this palette right here. I saw like this really beautiful turquoise color in the Tarte palette, and I was like trying to look around in my collection for like a dupe, and I saw this one, and I feel like this is kind of similar, except that this one is a little bit brighter, but honestly, I always like brights anyways, so we can work with that. I'm going to take a flat eyeshadow brush. I'm going to dip into this color. By the way, this is called Punky. And I already do have like some foundation on my eyelids already as a base, by the way, in case I didn't mention that. I think I forgot to. I'm gonna apply this straight into my inner, I think I'm gonna apply this straight into my inner lid and see how it goes. I also decided to put a little bit of color into my crease as well, so this is what it's looking like so far. It looks a little bit sloppy, I will admit, but we are going to fine tune it. I'm going to take a little itty bitty crease brush, I'm going to dip into this same color, and I'm just going to use this to diffuse the edges out a bit, and just to make this a little bit more blended and less harsh. I kind of forgot to do my brow bone highlight, which is a little bit awkward, but we're going to fix that by dipping into Let Me Explain. This is a single shadow from Colourpop, and I'm just going to apply this into my brow bone. This is, in my opinion, quite similar to the big like highlight pan in the palette. I feel like the color sort of like looks a little bit similar. That's why I'm just using this particular shade. I'm then going to go back into the teeny tiny crease brush, and this is just going to be used to sort of like diffuse the turquoise color in the crease and just to blend the highlight shade with the turquoise shadow a little bit. I'm also kind of extending the color out a bit. I'm not sure what kind of eyeshadow shape I want to create, but at this point I'm really experimenting. I'm putting on a little bit of glitter glue into the outer part of my eyelid. So I was looking at the Tarte palette as I did for this entire video, and I saw like this beautiful sort of like bluish purpley shade that I thought was really interesting. It's actually close to the bottom and it looks like it has like a metallic slash glittery finish, and I thought that Boom from the Pinky Rose palette, this one right here, looked really similar. So what I'm doing is I'm just dipping my brush into this, and yes, I did apply some glitter glue onto the outer lid of my eyelid, and I'm just gonna apply this right on top of that area. I think I'm creating this like weird sort of like winged effect almost. I'm kind of living for it. It's looking pretty good so far. Now though, I want to go and I want to sort of use something like that really vibrant matte blue that is found in that Tarte palette. So I looked at some of the palettes that I had and I was trying to find a matte blue. I do have several, and by the way, yes, I do have a video talking all about blue eyeshadow and the ones I like and the ones I don't and why, and that will be in the cards if I remember to put it in there. Hopefully I will. But this is actually one of my favorite blues in my collection. This is a very vibrant matte pressed pigment from colored Raine, and I'm just going to apply this with my finger right into the center of my eyelid. Alright, so far I am loving like the color placement and the way everything is looking, but I do want to clean things up a bit. So I'm just going to go ahead, look at this eye look and see where I want to correct certain things, see where I want to adjust things, and then I think that I'll be able to make this look a little bit better than it already does. So I think that this is looking kind of good so far. I really do like where this is going. I'm gonna go ahead and do some foundation now. This is the Physicians Formula The Healthy Foundation. I usually just take a little bit of it, and then what I'm gonna do today, okay, is I'm going to go ahead and take a flat foundation brush. I'm going to take a little bit of like this tiny drop of foundation, and I'm just gonna like spread it around my face. The reason why I'm doing it like this is because I want like this to be a very sheer coverage look, but at the same time I want there to be some coverage, but I don't want it to be a lot. You get me? I just want there to be a little bit. My main goal with this foundation today is to mostly just even out my skin tone, and if you're trying to even out your skin tone and you don't really have a lot of redness to begin with, there's really no need to be putting on a lot of foundation anyway, because I mean, I just have found that the more foundation that I apply sometimes, the worse my skin looks, you know? Because it can look good on camera, it can look fantastic on camera, but we're talking about like if you're going out on the street, you have like the sun shining in your face, and we're talking about that. I mean, I live in Texas in the US, so for me, like, it's really humid here. It's like 100% humidity sometimes, and in the summer, it gets like 100 degrees Fahrenheit plus. So for that is like awful if you're going out in a full face of like full coverage foundation, full face of makeup. It can literally be so uncomfortable, look really uncomfortable, and it can be uncomfortable. So I guess living here and being like the way that I am with like coverage and makeup right now, I want to have like the less is more kind of approach when it comes to face makeup. So that's kind of like my long-winded explanation with that. But now I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of face makeup. I think I want to go ahead and actually, I think I'm going to use this. Okay, this is the Mally Beauty highlighter, and this is in the shade Stardust. This is like your run-of-the-mill, typical like champagne-y color. And I'm just going to apply this to the high points of my face. I mean, okay, I do like not wearing foundation a lot because then I feel like my skin can breathe a lot, but I will say that face products actually do go on better when you have like a little bit of foundation underneath or a lot. But in general, face products look so much better when you apply them on top of foundation, which is why I love how the way this looks right now. So there's that. Let's go in with this highlight right here. This is actually an eyeshadow. This is the Let Me Explain shade that I used for my brow bone. And I'm just going to apply this specifically on the high points of my cheekbones. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with a bronzer. The one I'm using today is this one from Milani. This is the bronzer Extra Large All Over Glow, and this is in the shade number 2. I just like to swirl my brush in here and then tap off the excess, and then use this to chisel my face. I'm actually not positive as to when this video will be coming out, so you guys may or may not know this, but I recently went through my, my bronzer stash, and I was trying to basically look at all the bronzers that I used and all the bronzers that I've forgotten about, and this is a bronzer that I haven't used in a very long time, which is why for several days I have been trying to use it more, and it's actually like really pretty. It blends really nicely, and I really do like it, and I'm trying to use more of it. So anyway, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply some blush. And yes, shocker, you're probably shocked out of your mind, and for good reason, because I actually don't use blush almost as a rule. I just don't like blush right now on me, and I was trying to like get into blush because I actually want to declutter my blushes, and I can't really do that if I'm not wearing formulas and if I don't understand the quality or the texture, etc. So I'm going to be going in with like a little bit of a toe dip into my blush drawer, and I'm going to be using this blush right here. This is the Milani blush, the baked blush, in this shade Bellissimo Bronze. This is like a bronzy blush, and I'm just going to apply this with a large brush to my cheeks. This feels so weird because like I said, I never wear blush, and it feels so weird to be actually wearing blush after such a long time. And I'm just applying a little bit because, like I said, baby steps. And it is like a really pretty bronzy color, so we'll see how it goes. I do think that I want to apply a little bit more bronzer though, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Okay, so I like that a lot. Now, I am going to be doing my lower lash line. Where is that little brush that I was using? I'm going to use this brush, and it has a little bit of that shimmery purple color. And I'm just going to dip into this, and I'm going to apply this to the outer portion of my lower lash line. I know that I kind of went a little bit ham, and I went in a little bit more than I wanted to when it came to like the placement of this color, but I do think that now I want to go with a pretty tiny detail brush. I'm trying to find one here, and I think I'm going to go ahead and dip in to this blue shade, and I'm just going to apply this into the inner portion of my lower lash line. For an inner corner highlight, I am going to go back into this Let Me Explain color, and I'm just going to pop this into my inner corner using my fingers. For some pizzazz, I kind of want to dip into this highlight and just use it in my inner corner as well. I feel like that's a lot more reflective, and I honestly like this combination a lot more than what it originally looked like. Alright, this is looking really good so far, so I think I'm gonna go right in with mascara and lashes, and then I'll be right back. Now that I have my lashes on, by the way, these are the House of Lashes Iconic Lights, I'm gonna move on to lips. The lip liner that I'm using is the Huda Beauty Lip Contour, and this is in the shade Vixen. Then on top, I'm using the Colourpop Lippy Stick in the shade Taurus. I actually haven't worn this in a while, and I kind of want to start experimenting around with different lip colors, and this is a brown, and I think that's kind of pretty, especially with this look. And then on top, I'm going to be using my Jordana Holographic Lip Gloss. This is like a very light, like almost clear shade with like a pink reflect. It's actually quite beautiful. Okay, so I feel like this like lip combination, this like warm brown combined with like this really cool tone eye, I feel like it's super interesting, and I don't know, I really do like it because the two are kind of supporting, like bolstering each other. I feel like this combination is like really cool and I'm really enjoying it. But that is the end of this video. This is the finished look. This is the look that I created inspired by the Tarte Icy Betch palette. I mean, I will say that this look is a little bit brighter, I feel, than the actual palette. I feel like that was unintentional because, I don't know, I just like gravitate towards like really bright and really vivid looks, and if you watch me then you know what I mean. But yeah, I mean, honestly, like you don't need the newest thing. You don't need to automatically feel like you have to get something just because it's fresh off the press, just because it's new. Just use whatever you have in your collection. I mean, sometimes I do understand you do have limitations in your collection. Sometimes you might not have like a really pretty purple that you really love. Sometimes you might not have a turquoise that you really like. You know, it's all about building things up and sort of like moving up slowly. I mean, I will definitely say that like 6 months ago, I did not necessarily have the shades that I now have in my collection, but that's because now I've sort of like developed my makeup style at the moment and what I want, and I've slowly been building up to that. So that's kind of where I want to leave you guys with this video. Like, don't feel pressured to just get something just because everybody else is talking about it, and I hope that this video encouraged you to sort of think in that way. And I just want to say thank you so much, Annki, for doing this collaboration with me. I cannot wait to see your look. By the way, guys, seriously, go check out her channel. Like, her videos are so like cool and so interesting. She does a lot of cool tones. She's probably like, well, she's a cool tone queen, but like she just does a lot of like really cool and interesting toned looks, and she also experiments a lot with lip looks, and honestly, like she's kind of inspiring me to step out of my comfort zone when it comes to different lip colors, because I mean, yeah, I love a good nude, but I feel like it's time that I do something like other than a, you know, nude all the time. But yes, she has some really interesting videos. She does a lot of like indie brand reviews, like indie product reviews as well. I really trust her opinion, and she does a lot of really cool tutorials as well. So check out her channel, go subscribe, and I will also put some of my favorite videos that she's done down below in the description box if you want to check her out. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.